What's up, everybody? So we are sitting here at the bus stop, like we do every day, and I just thought I'd just make a video to say hello. This video is not about anything. Maybe you guys could watch the traffic in the back. There's the bus stop right here. Oh, there's Nano right there. So yeah, I just haven't made a video in a few days. I'm kind of to the point where, like, I don't know what to make a video about. I was gonna make a video about politics because the next presidential election is coming next year, and I was just gonna make a video talking about my predictions and stuff, but like, I don't know. I guess I could talk about it a little bit. What I was gonna say. So yeah, it's still early, still about a year and a half to the next election. But a few people have already announced that they're going to run. Trump, and then I think Joe Biden said he's going to run again, and the Florida governor DeSantis, and maybe the California governor. What the heck's his name? I'm from California. I don't even know. Gavin Newsom, and I think there was this black guy, some, I don't know, politician. He said he was going to run. So there's several people. Chris Christie. Did I say Chris Christie? So there's several people. Actually, no, not Gavin Newsom, because if Biden runs, then he's gonna, I think that the way it works is, no Democrats will run against him, but Biden is old, and I hate to say it, but I mean, it's another year and a half. He could pass away. I'm not saying I want that to happen, but when you're really old, he's 80 years old or whatever. I mean, that's a possibility. Or he could just get to a point where, he's just not, like, physically or mentally able to do the job anymore. And so, even though Biden says he's going to run, it's like a year and a half is a long time when you're 80. A year and a half is not much when you're 18. When you're 80, it's a long time. A lot could happen in a year and a half to anybody, but especially when you're 80. So, but anyway, so those are the people, some of the people that said they're going to run already. Out of all those, like, even if say Biden didn't run, and say Gavin Newsom did, I would not put your money on him. A lot of people in the United States are anti-California. People from non-California states, they're anti-California. They're against California's, I don't know, morals, or how California runs things, or whatever. Just in general, California is probably one of the most hated states in the union. And so Gavin Newsom is like all California. He represents everything. To everyone not from California, he represents all the stuff that they don't like about California. And so I wouldn't put 2 cents on him winning any kind of presidential election, because people don't like California, and they don't want the guy who's running California, Gavin Newsom currently, to be president, because it's always the fear of, well, we don't want our state to be like California, right? Texas, Florida, really anybody. Nobody wants their state to be like California, with the homelessness, or with the, I don't know, high prices or high taxes, gun laws, all this kind of stuff. And so they'll vote against Gavin Newsom because, like I said, he's like the epitome of California, especially him. Very liberal, and felt, and the fact is that not the whole country is liberal, especially to that level. And so, yeah, I wouldn't put 2 cents on him, Gavin Newsom, to win the election. And then, ironically, or coincidentally, whatever, DeSantis, the Florida governor, is kind of the opposite extreme of that. He's like, represents, Florida and Florida values. And so not everyone in the country follows that. Not even everyone in the country really likes Florida too much either. That's another kind of hated state, or mock state, or whatever. And so both those guys, I would say, have a slim chance of winning, just because they represent states that not necessarily everybody likes. So that just doesn't help them at all. That being said, in general, if you are a governor, like when Governor Sarah Palin ran, she's from Alaska, and it's the same thought. If you're the head of a state and you're running for president, the thought is, I guess, always in the back of people's minds. Well, we don't want our state to be like California or like Florida or like Alaska. Is Sarah Palin gonna try to run the United States like she does Alaska? So that's kind of always the problem. If you're a governor, you're literally the head of the state, and you run for president. People are worried that you're going to try to make the whole country similar to how things are run in your state. Not everybody likes that. So that's it's kind of a taboo with any governor that runs from any state. Okay, an exception to that, I would say, is Chris Christie. I think he's from New Jersey. I'm pretty sure he's from New Jersey, and I think he was governor of New Jersey. But like me, even me being from the West Coast my whole life, if he ran for president, that would not be something that's in the back of my mind. Like, oh, he's going to try to make the country like New Jersey. He's not that kind of guy. He's not like pro New Jersey politics or something. He's, very shoot from the waist kind of guy. Tell it like it is. Kind of like Trump a little bit, but I think a little bit more. I actually kind of like Chris Christie. And then, New Jersey's a smaller state and all that. And it doesn't have like the stigma attached. New Jersey doesn't have the stigma attached to it like California does, or even like Florida does. Maybe a little bit, especially because the Jersey Shore show that kind of gave people a bad perception of New Jersey, or maybe an accurate perception. I don't know. I've never been to New Jersey. I don't know. But other than that, yeah, that's not something that, like, if he was close to being president, that would be like, oh no, Governor Chris Christie is going to be president. Oh no, he's going to try to make it United States like New Jersey. So I think that he's kind of immune to that. And so that because of that, I think he's a potential good candidate to be president, or not necessarily a good candidate, but like a likely candidate to be president. Matter of fact, that all the people running right now, including Trump and Biden and all that, I would say that Chris Christie potentially has the best chance. What hurts him though is he's kind of considered a goofball a little bit, and then he's fat. People make fun of him that he's fat, which is dumb because the majority of Americans are fat. It's like, that doesn't make any sense. I mean, I can understand if people from outside the United States are making fun of him because he's fat, but like Americans make fun of him because he's fat. We're all fat, or most of us are fat anyways. So that doesn't make any sense to me. So he has a couple of stigmas attached to him, but I really like that he's just kind of just tells it how it is. I think that's kind of how, like, he's like New Jersey, Boston. They kind of have that. They just speak their mind. And I kind of like that. Like I said, kind of like Trump. He's the same way, So I think that's a positive thing for a candidate. So I would say he doesn't have a zero chance of becoming president. I would say Chris Christie has a fairly decent chance of becoming president. At least as far as the people who are running right now. Like I said, I wouldn't put 2 cents on my ex-governor, Gavin Newsom. Not 2 pennies, not 1 penny. I wouldn't put 1 penny on him winning the presidency. But yeah, Chris Christie, maybe, with Trump, it's always a possibility because A, he already was president, and B, he still has millions of people that follow him. That's undisputed. Millions of people that would vote for him. That's undisputed. The question with Trump is it enough? He has millions of supporters. He's been president, so he could do the job. Whether you think he does well or not, he did it. He did the job, and he was president, and he still has millions of supporters. But the question is it enough? Is it enough to get all the electoral votes? That's just what it comes down to. And I don't think so, but you just never know. I wouldn't put too much money on Trump winning again, especially because he couldn't win as the incumbent president. So if you're saying you can't win as incumbent president, you've been off the job for 4 years, you're going to come back, try again, it's a maybe. It's definitely not out of the realm of possibility, but I wouldn't put too much money on Trump winning again. As far as Biden, I would, just like Gavin Newsom, I would put 2 cents on Biden. I don't care if Biden does run again. I wouldn't bet 2 cents on winning. People, in general, I think, are getting tired of like these really old guys being president. Even Trump, Trump is up there in age too. He's almost 80 as well. Biden's 80, Bernie Sanders is over 80, and I think people are getting tired of that. Just these just super old guys becoming president. The sweet spot, I suppose. See, because there's a point to where you're too young to be president, even though you could be president as young as 35 per the Constitution. But people, someone who's 35 who was running for president, people just say he's too inexperienced. Because keep in mind, a lot of voters are seniors. And say someone who's, say, 70, 75 looks at someone who's 35 like a kid, like very immature. They're not going to vote for him. So the sweet spot for president is probably, I would say, between, say, 45 and 65, around there. After 65, it starts to get the question, you're kind of too old to be running for president. And then under 45, it's like, you too young to be running for president. Not that it's impossible, but yeah, I would say, or if you wanted to put it a little bit broader, say 40 to 70. Anything out of the 40 to 70 range, you're either too old or too young. Not that it's impossible. Obviously, with Biden being president, he got elected at 78 or 76 or whatever, so it's not impossible. But I would just say the sweeter spot is, say, between 40 and 70. But anyhow, still way early. More people are going to run. Waiting for some female candidates to start running. That's always a possibility too. The fact is that 50% of the population are female, and so I think it's just a matter of time. It's just a matter of, it's like a probability thing. Eventually, there's going to be some woman who, people are interested in politically, and they're going to vote for a president. There's going to be a woman president. I mean, is it going to be in 2024 and 28, 2032, or whenever? I don't know. But I think it's coming soon. Maybe not this time around. I don't know. Maybe. It really depends who runs or whatever, what's going on in the country. Like with the COVID thing, I think that hurt the election the last time around. But I think it's going to happen. If I had to guess, I would say very strong likelihood before 2032. So either in 2024 or 2028, at most 2032. But you never know. I mean, honestly, a lot of it comes up to you women. And you women out there from the United States, 18 or over, you can vote. You represent 50% of the electorate. You can vote for a woman. A lot of women don't. A lot of women don't even think other women are qualified to be president. I've asked women. Some women literally argue, no, I don't think there should be a woman president. Women argue against women being president. Seriously. Go ask like 100 different women, whether your family or whatever. Hey, do you think women could be president? And probably like half of them will say no. Yeah. So that's pretty much what it comes down to is, whether women are going to vote for a woman. Of course there's going to be prejudice from guy voters, but then when you're getting prejudice from female voters as well, that's why there hasn't been a female president. It just makes it harder. Every election, it should be pretty much 50-50 down to a man or a woman, but it's usually not to the past couple of elections, with Hillary and or whatever. I don't think. Another person I wouldn't put 2 cents on becoming president is Hillary Clinton. No chance. Yeah, if you want to know right now, if like say you were a betting person, because you can bet on the election, and you wanted to bet on a candidate for president, absolutely don't vote on Gavin Newsom. That would be the lowest. I'm telling you, he just stinks of California. I'm from California. I'm just telling you. That's one thing I've heard a lot in my life. People just don't, a lot of people from a lot of states don't like Californians or how California runs things. And, I know Ronald Reagan was from California, but he was a Republican. A Democrat from California, especially a super Democrat like Gavin Newsom, not going to win a presidential election. I would not bet one penny that he's going to win. So yeah, if you would bet, he's a no. Hillary Clinton, also a no. Bottom of the barrel, no. DeSantis, maybe a stronger chance. Put it this way. Let's think about it like this. I would say there's more people in California who would vote for DeSantis, the Florida governor, than there are people in Florida who would vote for Newsom, the California governor. You understand what I'm saying? There's more. DeSantis in Florida has more supporters on the West Coast than Gavin Newsom has on the East Coast, by far, by far, by far. Yeah, Gavin Newsom, bottom of the barrel. Hillary Clinton, bottom of the barrel. Bottom of the barrel. DeSantis, maybe, Florida's a big state. You win Florida, that's already a lot of electoral votes. He's probably got that locked up, no problem. Other southern states or whatever, no problem. So I would say at least a small chance. Chris Christie, one of my favorites. I think we should have a fat president. Like I said, the majority of Americans are fat. Why not? Represent America. And I really like he's shoot from the hip type of guy. He speaks what's on his mind. He doesn't beat around the bush. I like Chris Christie. So I would, if I was a betting person, I would bet a little bit of money. I'd bet if I had $100, I'd bet $100 on Chris Christie to win, maybe. But other than that, no one else really a strong possibility. Trump, I mean, if you were a betting person, you could bet a little bit of money on Trump because, like I said, you never know. It just comes down to whether he has enough supporters. He has millions of supporters. That's not a question. It's just, does he have enough to win another election? That's all the question is. Simple. Biden, I wouldn't put any money on him to win. Even a lot of Democrats are, they know, everybody knows he's or most people know that he's too old and becoming senile, and I can't even believe he won the first time. But that's a whole different story. But I wouldn't put money on him winning again. Definitely not Kamala Harris. I wouldn't put any money on her winning. Someone like say Tulsi Gabbard started running again, maybe. I don't know. But anyhow, that's my current predictions. Still a year and a half away. Maybe I'll make like one of these videos like once a month as more people start running, and I'll be like, oh, okay, well, this person looks better now or whatever. But for right now, I would say out of everybody running, I would say Chris Christie has the best chance. Out of everybody who's announced, I would say Chris Christie. That's probably who I would vote for, If it was right now, election was right now, and that was the only people running, I'd probably vote for him. I like Chris Christie. A little bit of East Coast, like I said, like a Boston, how you say, they're very shoot from the hip, tell it like it is. I like that. Or maybe we could get somebody from Boston to be president, Anyhow, thank you for watching. I'll see you guys next video.